Hey, Charles. How are you today? I just wanted to pop in the Periscope real quick. I just came from a class, and as you know, my name is Anita of thatanita.com, thatanitalive.com, and I have been sharing my message of living unashamed of your secret story. To live unashamed of your secret story means to not allow people, including you, to use your failures, mistakes, or insecurities as ammunition. Living unashamed is having the confidence in yourself to move forward and to go after your goals. And after sitting in that class today, I just wanted to pop on the Periscope real quick and share with you that in living unashamed, you will learn, or you will know that the road to success is not straight, nor is it paved. Everybody wants to know exactly how to be successful, as if there's supposed to be a 5-point or a 7-point or a 9-point plan that takes you from $10 an hour to $100,000 a month. And that's just not how it works. It happens in the doing. It happens in the learning. I have been asked, especially because of my story. Some people have heard, others have read it on my blog. You can always go to thatanitalive.com and go to the About Me page. From there, you can see different links to my stories, Anita's personal story of 1, sibling abuse, and 2, the miracle of survival, with surviving my father trying to set the house on fire with his family asleep in the house, him being an alcoholic, growing up in a small town where everybody knows everything, but yet and still I came out not getting just 1 degree. Not alone is that degree, bachelor's degree in math, but I had 2 master's degrees. And I don't have any kids. And people think that because it was so difficult in the beginning and because I experienced so much so young, that my path forward or my future would be written tainted or would have to be overcome or overlooked. No, I don't want kids. I know that may sound strange or sound odd, Charles, but I don't want kids. Can't say that I ever wanted kids. I am the youngest, next to the youngest, of 22 grandchildren, and I am the youngest and only girl of 5 kids. So with my older cousins, I saw and heard a lot. And because they were so much older, they started having kids when I was a kid. So I was always around children. No, I do not want kids. But like I was saying, the road to success is not paved, nor is it straight. But when you live unashamed, you move towards your goal despite what that goal is or what somebody else thinks of it. If there's something out there that you want to obtain, whether it's a degree, whether it's another degree, whether it's to buy a house, to live in a different state, to have kids, to not have kids, whatever that is, you move towards what that is. You have to chart out your goal, how you're going to obtain it, and then begin to move towards it. Okay, Charles, you want to publish a book? So let's start doing the chapters, the title of the chapters, how that book is going to be laid out. Study your different publishing options, whether it's traditional publishing or whether you want to self-publish. You know who's good for that? But not sure how to start? MichaelHyatt.com. Michael Hyatt spent 30 years in the publishing industry. He is now retired from publishing, but he is an entrepreneur, and he teaches others the ins and outs of publishing versus getting an agent, sitting down and writing a book. He has written, I think, either 7 or 8 books, and the last 2 have hit the New York Times bestseller list. He wrote the book Platform, which is a great book for anybody to read that wants to start a business, because it teaches you and tells you how to build that business from the bottom up, and particularly if it's in or around books. Michael Hyatt, HYATT.com. He is great for that. His blog posts, his webinars, he gives away a whole lot of free, a lot of free content, a lot of free stuff that he gives out. If you get on his mailing list, he'll email you 2 or 3 times a day with a blog post or a podcast to tell you how to write that book, how to lay it out, what readers find interesting when you write, who you should be thinking about when you're writing out your chapters and your pages. MichaelHyatt.com. He's great for that. I'm actually I've sat for a couple of his webinars, and I'm taking one of his classes just to try and become knowledgeable of the publishing platform, traditional versus self-publishing, and getting an agent, what's selling, what's not selling, that type of deal. But everybody also says Washington, D.C. Everybody also says that books are, that you don't make money from books, but it's a large business card. That the book is what gets you in the door. Hi, John. Welcome. That the book is what gets you in the door. And then speaking or selling products around the book is how you make money. Whether it's t-shirts or calendars or journals or whatever accompaniment, workbook, whatever accompaniment you have to the book is actually how you begin to make money. Your story is what sells. Some say yes, some say no. So I think it just has to be a head to heart connection. So if you're doing it solely for money, then you may not get the money that you're looking for. But if you're doing it for the purpose of serving others and letting them learn from your story, not just telling your story, but also putting the lessons in the story, then I think that's where you get the head to heart connection. And not only do you earn funds from it, but then you also get it makes your heart smile type deal. You know that you have left the world a little better than when you came into it. So that's what I think. Now, for me personally, when I say that the road to success is not paved, nor is it straight, I started out making probably $2.30 an hour some years back, and I've worked probably 22 different jobs in 12 different career fields. If there was a career field that I wanted to know more about, or a job that made a little more than what I made, and I had the transferable skills to bridge from getting from where I am to that new job and then learn more once I got over there, I made the move. And I've made those moves for probably the past 20 years to get from that $2 to a lot more than that now. And I do not regret a thing. Success is impacting the world with the investment of your personality. Some would say that, some would not say it. Some would say that. I would agree, though. Success is, and everybody defines it differently. You know, some people define success solely by just money. Others do not. They define it by maybe having a house full of family. Others would define success as to, what they're able to obtain based on what they earn. Finding human need and meeting that need. Yes. I agree. John, you still out there? I haven't seen you pop anything up. But like I said, living unashamed. The road to success is not paved, nor is it straight. One, you have to define it for yourself. Happiness is the key to success. But what makes you happy? A lot of people don't know that. What makes you happy? Whenever a male friend of mine gets engaged, it's always funny. Because the one question that our small group will always ask is, what is it that you can do to make her smile? What is it that you do that makes her blush? Not makes her laugh like you're Eddie Murphy or Steve Harvey, but what makes her blush? How do you make her happy? And then we kind of begin to make bets on how long or whether or not the marriage is even going to happen based on whether or not or how well he knows her. Because if he can break it down and actually tell you what he can do to make her happy or what he can do to make her blush, then it's probably a good match. But if his answer is raw, or if he doesn't have an answer, then the guys kind of start taking bets as to how long it's going to last. Not necessarily a good thing, but boys will be boys. But remember, the road to success is not paved, nor is it straight. One, success is defined however you define success. Two, to obtain it, go after it. Just make up your mind what you want. Do the research and find out how to obtain it and go after it. You have everything within you that you need to get it done. You have everything within you that you need to go after it. You can't just sit back and say, nobody told me that, or nobody taught me that, or how was I supposed to know that? You're supposed to know it. One, back in the day, we had libraries. Two, always treat her as if every day was the first day with her. That's sweet. Some girls gonna go for it. Some girls are not gonna go for it. It all depends on the lady. It all depends on the lady. And there are as many different types of sisters out here as there are sisters. So what worked with sister A may not work with sister T. Hi, Mario. Welcome. Come on in. We're just talking about success and living unashamed, and how living unashamed, you get the confidence to go after what you want. You get the confidence to obtain your goals. You get the confidence not to allow any barriers or blocks to keep you from what you define as success. It's a wonderful thing, one, to define your own success, and two, to really have the confidence to go after it, to really have the confidence to say, I want a second master's, study the programs that are out there and go after it. It's really, really confident to say, I know my entire family lives in the state of Michigan, but the school that I want to go to is in New York. So I'm going to go to school in New York. I'm going to pursue, say, the Alvin Ailey Dance Theater. That takes guts. A lot of people don't have the courage, or they don't have the confidence in themselves to actually move to a different area and not live in the same zip code as the family they've always known. It's a part of maturity. It's a part of making a decision as to whether or not you want that goal and how much you want it. I know a lot of people right now that are living with regret. Though they still have a lot of years, tongue-tied, though they still have a lot of years left, they have already decided that, well, this is it for me. And I wanted to do A, or I wanted to do B. They didn't do it, regret not doing it, and still today have a lot of years left, but won't even discuss how to obtain what it is they want to do. Have good jobs. They get up at 8, at work at 9, and 5 o'clock they're out the door. And for them, they say that's life. For some it is. For others, for me, it's not. I've enjoyed talking to you guys. Everybody be cool today. It is snowing in DC today. April, but we are getting snow in DC in April. So I have to go find some winter gear so I can stay warm. Living unashamed of your secret story. Check out my website. Read a couple of my blog posts. Leave me some comments, whether you agree, disagree, what articles you find interesting. And sign up for my list. I'm gonna have a number of changes coming up in the next couple of weeks. Right now on Sundays, you get an interesting article and on an inspirational article. And on Wednesdays, it's the prayer and devotion that comes out. Broadcast out to my email list. Everybody, stay warm.